Welcome to the Lift and Glow Fitness Podcast, the health and fitness podcast for women who want to look great and feel great for good. Whether your goal is to lose weight, build muscle, or you just want to be the healthiest version of yourself, the advice that we share here is going to help you do that by building habits that stick without sucking the fun out of your life. Before we get stuck in today's episode, please make sure to hit subscribe so that you don't miss any future episodes from us. We've all made our fair share of weight loss mistakes. We all started out wanting to lose weight, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like my goal was, I think from the age of about 13, I wanted to lose weight. I just became overly aware. When you get to a teenager, just became overly aware of my body. God, I was getting comments from my granddad. Like I just felt like I know, I love him, but he was horrible for making them comments. And I just felt like I became like really aware and obsessed with, not obsessed, but really fixated on losing weight. But it wasn't just me, it was like my mates as well. And we like rallied each other on. Do you know what I mean? We were like encouraging each other. So I thought it would be good for us to talk about mistakes that we made, because there have been many between us. So let me know. What's the worst one?
I think like when I first started going to the gym, like, so I was like, what, 15? I hated PE in school. Like I was not active. I used to try and get out of PE every week. Like people find it really hard to believe, but I fucking hated it. And like when I started going to the gym, I'd go on the cross trainer for like 55 minutes, 3 times a week, and think that I was absolutely smashing life. And that was going to get me that Victoria's Secret model body on the catwalk. That's something I was going to say. Like, I feel like we've all made mistakes, because especially like, well, in my generation,
when we grew up,
it was the VS catwalk. And even when you watch Friends now,
was
like
heroin
Rachel and
chic.
Monica are
Yeah, it was
so
Kate Moss
skinny.
when I was growing up.
Me and Pete rewatched the OC. I'm going off tangent here. Rewatched the OC. Misha Barton. I used to obsess over her.
Yeah.
I used to want to be like her.
Yeah.
She was like a fucking skeleton. I mean, God love Misha Barton.
I used to Google what weight is
a celebrity.
and it'd be like £110.
What's that model? Is it Adriana Lima or something?
Oh,
I
I was
her.
obsessed with her.
There was what's the other one? Alessandra someone? Ambrioso, is it?
Yeah. The one with like, she's like a brown, wavy, gorgeous.
Latina.
So Victoria's Secret models, Friends. That's a
Yeah.
really good point, because I do often look at that and be like, oh, they were really tiny.
Now. Gossip Girl, like all those.
Yeah, all them. Gossip Girl. There was obviously like Paris Hilton, Nicole. There was that vibe. So we did definitely grow up in the skinny era.
Like you had to have your collarbones popping and your ribs showing and
Definitely
hip
no
bones
muscle.
popping.
No thigh gap. I was obsessed with the
I used to
thigh
stand
gap.
in front of the mirror like trying to get
Yeah, because I'm like, you know, thick thighs is just that's just the way I am. And so I was obsessed with getting a thigh gap, and I was like 8 stone. I had this goal of 8 stone. I was just like obsessed with it. So yeah, skinny was definitely the era that we grew up in. I'm so glad
it's not that
it's not that anymore. I mean, we are in the Ozempic era, which I don't know if that's any better.
Yes,
but
I've gone off tangents. Yeah, I would say like when I first started the gym, my mistake was pounding the treadmill, so just cardio. Obviously, we all still do our own fair share of cardio, but in a more structured way and beneficial way.
And not for that reason. We're doing it for heart health and fitness.
For longevity.
So that I can run up the stairs and not feel like I'm gasping.
Or like I do cardio now to support my Hyrox comp or to do like running half marathons, whatever. But also, like we said before we started, Special K. So that I was around that era of Special K diet. I was in high school, so I must have been under. I know.
Special K is nice,
but not for every
not 3 meals a day without any fruit or veg.
But it's the purpose of it, isn't it?
I used to think I'd fucking smash it if I chopped up some strawberries on top.
Special K diet. So I've had a go with it as well.
Wasn't it? That was an advert on TV.
Yeah.
Thank God that's banned now.
So you had Special K for 2 meals a day. The thing is, so I have done the Special K, tried that, also tried the Slim Fast, and I just used to like, it was bad because I was in school and me and my mates did Slim Fast, but we got away with it because breakfast and lunch, our parents didn't see us eat them.
Yeah.
So we had Slim Fast meals for breakfast and lunch, and then we'd eat our meal with our families. So like that, I just think, oh my God, that's so fucked up. And I think like when I have a daughter one day, like I just really hope that
they don't do that.
It's just, I don't know, just the times have changed and there's definitely better education, but that just makes me feel sick that we were teenagers doing that.
I used to sit in, I remember the dinner hall in Ormskirk at school, and I used to have a Celebrity Slim. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
Because I used to sell it in the pharmacy where I worked, so I used to get it. But Celebrity Slim meal replacement bar, and like I'd be like drooling over like my best mate Lizzie's like barbecue chicken and cheese panini, and I'd be like eating this shit cardboard.
Do you remember them barbecue chicken? We had them in days as well.
Followed by a bit of school cake.
And sweet chili cheese as well. Oh.
Yeah, so nice.
Yeah.
But I used to have my meal replacement bar because I was obsessed.
Don't you think it's a bit fucked up that we were able to buy that stuff?
Yeah,
Do you reckon that you can still buy that stuff as a kid?
probably. Well,
Yeah.
there probably is a limit, isn't there? But
home bargain and
yeah.
stuff. And get
Do you reckon
Fast
do you reckon a teenager in a school uniform could buy that? Like, is there any even warnings? I'm gonna
doubt
love
it.
that.
Yeah.
If
Petition.
I mean,
kids-
I
yeah.
used to work in the pharmacy where I got them, which probably wasn't good. That's how I got them. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. I feel like you can't say no because you go, I'm getting it from my mum.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Herbalife was a big one, but I never actually did
I
that.
never
I've
did
never
that
tried
either.
that, but
Yeah.
I have done juice detox.
I did it.
Oh,
What
They used to get
juices.
delivered. Used to get them delivered to work.
And you just
I
just
just
drank
had
juice
them.
for 3 days.
Yeah.
And then I'd go out on the Saturday night. So I'd
Shit
get
all
them.
over the show.
They'd come on the Monday. I'd be going out on Saturday night with the girls. So I'd lose like half a stone because I hadn't
In
ate
3
any
days.
food. I'd go out and all my mates would be like, "You look amazing."
Yeah, like that.
And then I know,
Fucking starving
like,
though.
like
Can't stand up to
holding
my
on to the bar so it didn't fall over. Absolutely wasted because I hadn't had any food.
Oh, the hangover.
I used to
Oh,
go to night because they were all like skittle coloured, the bottles. I used
I
to love
know,
it.
and they tasted foul
Yeah.
as well.
Do you know what though? Like, they're still rife.
Yeah.
These juice
cleansers and
detoxes,
shit, yeah.
juice cleansers, they're still rife.
I
and
knew they were wrong as well because I never
burn
used
my
to
head
tell
out.
anyone. So my mates
Yeah.
didn't know
Yeah,
that
that
that's
you
what
were
I'd
doing
done
it.
all
Well, you
week.
didn't tell anyone you'd done it?
No, because they'd go, "What are you doing? That's, do you know what?"
Yeah.
Like, so I knew it was.
You knew it when,
Yeah.
right,
And
yeah.
my mum would have gone
Yeah,
absolutely
mine-
nuts.
yeah.
But
But you just don't tell them.
no, just didn't tell them.
Not for me.
The juice detoxers really, really piss me off because, like, you can't detox.
And
like,
the sold to you like the healthy.
Just
yeah,
that's the
and
thing.
it's like, oh, they are made out of fruit and vegetables.
Yeah.
But what do you think is going to happen? So, like, you stop eating food and you just drink these liquids that are high in fiber or whatever for 3 to 5 days. Of course, you're going to lose
Yeah.
weight, but you're going to be shitting so much.
And surely you're not absorbing it the same as what you would
No,
do eating
nutrients
a piece
and
of broccoli
stuff.
or whatever.
Yeah, and also you're just gonna, when you start eating again, this is the problem with all fad
Which would
diets.
be like Saturday night through
Yeah.
the drive-through, the
Yeah.
Mackies on the way home.
But the problem with all fad diets and a lot of fat loss programs is they teach you nothing.
Yeah.
So it's like, follow this, but then when you're not following that, you're lost.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
you
it's
just
like
go
Slimming
straight,
World.
fucked off.
yeah, you go straight
Yeah.
back to your, because what we know is like long-term fat loss, long-term weight loss, or like
Habits.
health. It's about building habits and it's making them stick. Otherwise you lose your results.
Yeah.
And the problem is with all these fad diets, like the meal replacements, the juices, the really restrictive calorie controlled meal plans or whatever, it's like you follow it and you get a result, but then you literally can't carry on following it, so you go backwards. And it's
No.
like it
The yo-yo
doesn't.
cycle.
It's just a yo-yoing, and it's just it didn't end up helping any of us, did it?
No.
We always
Slimming World was one, and like Weight Watchers and stuff.
Yeah.
But Slimming World, their marketing is amazing because they keep people deliberately uneducated.
But they only
So
ever
you go,
get
you
people
go back year after year because you don't know how you lost the weight. You just know you followed
And
a
you could have
plan.
5 jacket potatoes
But
in
you've
one
got no
sitting.
understanding
Winner.
of portion. Like, it's terrible for portion control because it tells you can eat whatever you like.
There's no
There's no education.
Yeah.
So you come away going, I don't even know how I've just done that.
Yeah.
So you have to rejoin.
And it worked when I was weighing myself in front of all these people.
Oh, and that's the only measurement, isn't
I hate
it?
that
The
idea as
scale.
well.
Oh,
And
shaming yourself.
It's like the public weigh-in,
Shame.
and you
Yeah,
get
yeah.
a round of applause if you've
at
lost.
the end of the day, after you've
I
eaten
know.
and drunk fully clothed.
But I
like,
used to go to the earliest one I could find. It used to be at the Liverpool bar in town. I used to go, but I wouldn't have had a drink at all or like any food. So we'd go and get weighed, and then I'd go the shop on the way home, and I think I've got a week now to lose
Yeah.
all the stuff I'm going to eat now.
Shit.
But
See,
it's like,
that's just promoting like a
stupid.
really it's
toxic.
yeah, and it's
Yeah.
developed for a lot of people, like in our generation, it's developed like a really negative relationship with food.
Yeah.
Like we're
a
still
lot of mums were on Slimming World and
Yeah.
Weight Watchers and that as well.
well, we're still, obviously we've been doing what we've been doing for years, but we're still coming across women who are doing these meal replacements, doing the low calorie diets, doing all this mad stuff, and they
Yeah.
still don't know that that's keeping them stuck in that vicious cycle.
Yeah.
And the
They
only
can't
thing,
go it alone, can they?
No, the only thing that gets your results and keeps them is literally changing your habits, like changing your way of thinking, changing your daily behaviors, changing the things that you do, which is boring and hard, and that's why people don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, it's
Yeah.
going to take too long.
It'll
it's
take
really
longer.
Or they haven't
boring.
lost half stone in 2 days, so it doesn't work.
Impatient,
Yeah.
so fucking impatient all the time. And it's like, if it took you 25, 35, 45 years to get to where you are, why are you expecting it to be
Yeah.
solved within 4 weeks?
Yeah.
Like, that's just
Or like
insane.
how were you expecting like a year of bad habits to be solved by 2 days of good habits? Like
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You don't get results in 2 days. You don't lose results in 2 days.
So
You're
why
not going to
get
get them in
them?
2
Yeah, yeah.
days. Yeah. I think by far the stupidest thing that I ever did was T5s.
I've
Did
done
like
you
the
do
fat
that?
tablets.
I
Fat
used to have
burners.
Yeah.
I used to have something similar years
They're illegal
ago.
now.
Yeah, I
Oh.
can't remember what it was called. I think it was like Thermobol or something. It was
Oh,
like one of
yeah.
those fat burners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never done that one.
But I'd eat like
I'll be like,
crap and take them.
so they made you feel they got rid of all of your appetite, and they
like
just made you
Ozempic, isn't
they
it?
just made you feel like they
Make
were
your
just
heart
awful.
race,
They were just
don't they?
awful. Yeah, you just felt ill. They didn't do them for long, but yeah, not
That's the
not
worst
a vibe,
one.
not good, not sensible, and just they're illegal. They're not
Yeah.
good. But yeah, it's just like scary. And
Wasn't
I
it
think
mainly like speeds type stuff that was in them?
Yeah.
Was it? Is that what it
Yeah,
was?
it
Yeah.
was, yeah.
Jeez.
It's amphetamines, wasn't it? But it was like a strain of
it was like
amphetamine.
legal at the time, and you could buy them on like
Yeah.
Amazon and that.
I remember them being around, yeah.
And there used to be like a berry thing. What was the berry?
The ketone, was it berry ketone?
Oh, there was those ketones. That was a wild ride when
Yeah.
they were rife. I never had them, but
I know what you mean.
there was like a berry, and I don't know. It's not like acai, or I can't even remember.
Was it Goji? No, it wasn't Goji.
Goji. I don't know what it was.
I know what you mean. I can't think.
And they were
Yeah.
everywhere. They were
Yeah.
all over Amazon.
Or it's like I used to think like random misconceptions, drinking loads of green tea would make me lose loads
Yeah,
of weight.
same.
I remember working in the pharmacy as like a late teens, like on top of uni and stuff, and I would try and have like 6 cups of green tea a day. It's just pissing me like constantly, but it wasn't
never
doing
off the
anything.
toilet.
Yeah,
I
And it
used to
also wasn't
nail
that
green
nice.
tea, and I didn't even like it.
No, same.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to like tell myself that I did, but I don't like
Yeah.
it.
Another thing which I know loads of people will do is just like not eating carbohydrates.
Oh, yeah, I've done
like cutting
that.
out food
Yeah.
groups. Yeah.
No carbs before marbs and all
Yeah.
that.
So when I used to work in Marxie's, I just used to get like a packet of chicken and just eat the packet
Yeah.
of chicken.
Oh.
And like,
I couldn't live without pasta, you know.
mate, I
Bread.
couldn't live without any
Potatoes.
carbohydrates. I can't have a meal that has no carbohydrates in.
No.
Even
Even if I have a salad, I have to have like a pita or something with it to like dip into the hummus or something.
Yeah. But like, you know, I teach my clients, and I know you do as well, like how to actually build a meal that
Yeah.
fills you. I think the biggest mistake that people make when they're on a diet is like, how little can I get away with eating? Whereas our mentality
Yeah.
is, how much can you get away with
With
eating?
Yeah.
like calorie deficit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always
So,
say
like-
it's like not about what you can cut out, it's what you can add in.
Yeah.
So add in like fruit and veg, add in, make sure you're getting decent amount of fibre, decent
Yeah.
amount of protein.
Like-
Think about what's missing.
Yeah. And if you look at a packet of chicken, that you know that's not going to fill you. You know
No.
you're going to be hungry
You
again
need
in a
something
couple of
with it.
hours. If you add a bit of rice and a big salad to that, then at least
Sorted.
it's going to sort you out for a few hours. And I think like having these like really small, tiny meals,
Oh God.
they just make it so much harder for themselves to stick to. And then by the weekend, they're nailing pizzas
Yeah.
and bottles of
Or you're
wine.
just snacking all day,
Or
so you're going over your calories
low
anyway.
calorie snacks. They, I
Like
think
I
fiber
don't
all of
really
them,
snack now.
fiber ones,
Skinny
skinny whip
bars,
bars,
yeah.
like
I
just
used to
fuck
live on
off.
stuff
Eat a
like that.
Freddo. Eat a Freddo if you
Alpen
want to have
bars,
a
all them
Freddo.
kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
cereal
Yeah.
bars. Like
I remember I used to sit on the school bus college bus going to Winstanley, and I used to eat my 4 chocolate chip Belvitas in the packet.
oh, Belvita biscuits.
I used to think that was the best breakfast ever, and I was like absolutely smashed it with my health and fitness journey. Fuck it, no, I wasn't.
one of my recent clients was doing a food diary. Like she started working with me, and she was having Belvita breakfast for a Belvita biscuits for a breakfast. Woo. And I was like,
Throwback.
do you know that you're eating biscuits for breakfast? And she's like, yeah, but like the breakfast biscuits. And I was like, the
biscuits?
No, they're just biscuits. It just says
the word breakfast on the packet,
Yeah,
yeah.
it just says breakfast.
got
on
chocolate
it.
chips in there.
They've got, and
Clever
like,
marketing
I
again.
think people don't one of the things that we always teach is how to actually build a proper meal. So
Yeah.
if we want a meal that fills us, makes us feel good, and isn't going to cause us to go dipping for snacks constantly, we need protein, we need a little bit of fats, we need fiber, vitamins and minerals. So that's like your fruit and your veg, and you need carbohydrates because carbohydrates are your energy source. And if you don't eat them, you will be in a bad mood. You will be having all sorts of cravings, and you will give up on your diet. And like that's literally what happened to me.
Yeah.
And I think once I got to about 21, I stuck at this crazy diet, was doing HIIT classes like twice a day. And I did go really, really small, really, really slim, but I felt like utter dog shit.
Yeah. That's the thing, isn't it? You assume that you're going to get really, really small and you're going to feel
unreal.
amazing.
Yeah.
I've never felt worse than when I'm at my smallest.
Same. I
And
felt
also,
like
like,
dog shit.
You look back at, like, I remember going to Mali when I was 18. It lasted 2 days, came home. But
Definitely not a party girl. You're a cup of tea in bed girl.
Cup of tea and a biscuit in bed. Belvita, joking. But I remember
No,
looking back
Fred,
at
proper
pictures. Yeah. But because I've always been the taller friend as well, I always felt massive compared to everyone because all my friends were like small. And I look back at the pictures now from Malia, and like I used to think I looked fucking huge next to all my friends. And my legs are like this. Like, I was the skinniest I've ever been, but I also was miserable, and I was never happy with where I was anyway, even
And
though I actually
more
was
obsessed
skinny.
with your body than
Yeah. Like, I look back now and think, oh, I look really painfully thin, like for someone my height, because that's not healthy.
When I look back at the pictures, when I never actually got to 8 stone, that was always the goal. I never got there. I think it was like a few pounds above there. But when I look back at the pictures, I'm like,
Makes you wince.
and like my
feel
mum
sad
was
for
like,
yourself.
my mum was like saying like, you know, like, are you all right? Like,
Yeah.
people were
Yeah.
worried about me,
Yeah.
like, and
I'm just doing burpees constantly.
yeah, I'm fine. Like, and she always used to cook all my teas when I lived at home, and I'd be like, if they were having pasta, I'd have the chicken and the bacon on a bed of spinach. I wouldn't have the
Or
I would
cauliflower
just-
rice and all stuff
Yeah,
like that.
I just got rid of all carbohydrates, but it made me feel like crap. Like, my mood, energy, and like my obsession with my body, was what I saw was not what was in real
No,
life. And
that's
I
the
just
thing,
think
yeah.
you just become so, you just end up being
Warped,
miserable because
yeah.
everything is fixated on that. And that's why I always say, like, there's no point looking fit if you feel like shit. Well, I didn't even look fit. Looked fucking terrible. And I felt terrible as well.
Yeah.
And then you just picking apart your body in other ways. And that's when you kind of realise all of us have got to a point where we've been like, health is actually the goal.
Yeah.
Like, skinny isn't the
Longevity,
goal.
isn't it?
It's
Life,
actually health,
yeah.
because health is, you feel
Well,
good and you don't actually care about how your body looks. You care about how it feels and like nourishing yourself and having energy and being in a good mood.
Yeah.
Like, no one's in a good mood when you're not eating.
I'm happy now
carbs.
to have shape. Like, I just wanted to be skinny
Oh,
years
yeah.
ago. Like, I'm actively trying to build shape, right?
Yeah. But isn't it mad? Because we got down to like being really slim because that's what we thought we wanted. And then when we got there, we were like, oh, wait, no, I want a bum.
No.
Oh,
This
I
isn't
want my
it.
boobs back. No, this isn't
I had like
it.
a proper pancake bum.
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
you realize long back. I call it
Yeah.
long back because I had literally just
There was
me
just
back
nothing.
went
Do you
down
know
to
what
my
you meant
legs.
at all? I get it.
But like, you think then it's like, oh, it's not, that isn't the answer. It's not about how I look. It's gotta, there's gotta be
Yeah.
more to
Yeah.
it for this to.
I think as well, like, I'm such an up and down shape. Like, I used to hate never having a waist, but now since I've actually built a bit of glutes and, you know, built my lats or whatever, like, you create that shape and I'm like, oh, I've actually got like a little waist there, but like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
never used to. I mean, I still don't, but like a little bit more than what you used to, kind of thing.
You do have a waist.
You do, yeah.
I don't go in.
I was training behind you yesterday and I was looking at your waist.
I'm a boy
But
shape.
it's the you know, it's the illusion we've
Yeah.
created
Yeah.
with muscles.
It's the glutes.
When I first met Jez, I was 2 stone lighter than I am now. And
Wow.
it
That's
took,
insane.
yeah, it was 8.5 stone when I met Jez. So I'm 10.5 stone now. I can't.
You don't like you
Even
physically
if-
be 2 stone less than what you are.
I
No,
was
it's
tiny,
insane.
but I always remember my best friend in the end just saying to, I worked with her as well, coming into my little room and just going, what are you having for your lunch? And I was like, why? And she was like, come on, we'll go in the shop. I'm going to go with you while you get your lunch.
feeding you.
Oh, she was
And she
getting
said
you.
to me, Sarah, you can see your bones in your chest. And
Yeah.
I needed someone to go, what are you doing?
Yeah.
At that point though, I'd come out of it, I'd broken up with an ex, and it wasn't like intentional weight loss as such
Just
to that
happened.
point. But then I was like a bit like, oh, quite like this being
Yeah.
small, but
Yeah.
felt like dog shit.
Yeah.
And then it takes someone, I think, like she was just like, no, we're building you back up again.
Yeah.
Give you a bit of a
sort
slap
thing.
and be like, wake up.
But yeah, I was absolutely tiny, and I've probably never felt worse.
That's a really important point because a lot of the time people praise people for weight loss when actually they've been through a really rough time.
Yeah.
They've been through a really difficult time.
You've got to
and,
think
like,
of why. Like, it's
Yeah.
not necessarily indicative of health, is
yeah,
it?
and I don't think that everyone, like, even the other day, like, I'm trying to gain weight at the moment, like, because when I got my body scan thing, like, my body fat was like lower than what I want it to be for optimal and all of that. And
But you never thought you'd be in that position.
I know,
No, years
it's so
ago.
wild.
It's
I'm
mad,
like, no,
isn't
I
it?
need more body fat because obviously health is different to
Yeah.
skinny. Skinny
Yeah.
and healthy, like you can have not enough body fat. Being super, super lean for a woman is not great for like hormones and
cycles,
fertility and, you know, everything. So like someone come into the gym and like, oh, you look really slim. Have you lost weight? And I was like, don't say that. I've been trying to gain weight. And I thought, oh, like it maybe kind of think like we shouldn't always. It's not always good. You know, like when
No.
people
Pass
make
comments
comments
and stuff, yeah.
You
Or
can
like
encourage.
also like you could be really skinny because like you've actually got an illness going on that you haven't
Yeah,
told anyone about, or like, do you know what I
exactly.
mean? Like you just I feel like people should I know everyone does it from like a good place, but you just
Yeah.
probably shouldn't always comment. You don't know what you're commenting on, do you?
I think bottom line is like skinny and health are two completely different things.
Yeah.
You can get skinny in a really unhealthy way. And just because someone's skinny and you can see
Collarbones.
definition on collarbone doesn't actually mean that they're a healthy person. Like health is a lot more, it's multifactorial, isn't it? It's not just how you look. It's like, do you have a social life? Like, have you got good moods? Like there's so much to it. So yeah, there's definitely, but there's so many stupid things.
I think another stupid thing I've done is like always look for replacements. So not even that long ago when I lived in London, first year of teaching, and it was lockdown. And it was the leanest I've ever been, to be fair. But I was doing like an online nutrition course with one of my coaches in London, and I would not eat pasta. I'd go to Aldi and buy that edamame bean fettuccine, black bean spaghetti, whatever, because it was high in protein. But I look back now, I was fucking starving after my tea. Or like you always
Basil in
go
the snack
for
cupboards.
yeah. So like not necessarily like meal replacements, but replacements for your carbs or replacements for I can't even think like
just lower calorie replacements like cauliflower rice or that 0 cal rice stuff.
Or the noodles that are just like mush.
Yeah. Like people were just eating
stink
fresh.
Yeah.
People were just
Cauliflower
eating
rice fucking
fresh.
stinks. Yeah.
No, it's all just, I've tried cauliflower rice once, it's grim, but it's like, it's okay to fuel your body.
Or like
it's
all those skinny co food sauces and like
all the sugar-free sauces. No, just give me a full fat mayo.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, I do have light mayo, I'm not gonna lie.
I have light mayo, but I wouldn't have light.
No, I have full fat mayo.
Do you?
But I'm not
I like
that
the light,
I'm not a wild, like
you don't have loads.
It isn't covering my everything that
I
I
have like 15 grams and then I mix it in. Yeah.
I'm just, but no, I like a full fat mayo. I'm a full fat everything, to be honest.
I love full fat milk. One of my clients the other night, she was like, I've changed to red milk. And I was like, no, go back to what you were doing.
We need fats. And I think, so that was obviously a big thing. Everyone was scared of fats. And so we started having like margarine, skinny milk, like everything low fat. But then humans, but women really, really need fats.
Yeah.
And like, it's when
like
you
all
actually
those lean cheeses and stuff in. Like I do have them every now and again, but you may as well just have normal cheese.
I would never have reduced fat cheese. Like, why would I do that to myself? It's like,
I do
and
that.
I will do. Yeah, I do.
But it's
not all the time. It depends. It depends.
But I
on
wouldn't
me.
not have something because it's full fat cheese, whereas some people were, that's not reduced fat, I can't have that. But we're not like that, are we?
Also like like blag pizzas and stuff. I'm not into all of that.
I used to do that. Cauliflower based pizza. I've been there. It's fucking grim.
That.
Oh, it's not nice. It fell apart.
Sometimes people share like
It wasn't
recipes
great.
or I see recipes on Instagram. I'm like, there's just absolutely no way that you enjoy that. There's just no way.
It's like a wrap pizza. Like
Yeah.
No, a pizza should be a pizza, not a fucking wrap.
Yeah.
You can make them with like pittas and they're all right because they're squidgy.
Yeah. I get that.
I've done a bagel.
That's more like a little lunch thing though, isn't it? That's
Yeah.
not like an even.
Yeah, I've done like a
meal
bagel
thing.
tuna pizza.
Yeah.
Controversial, warm tuna. But I have done that. But
Warm tuna is controversial because I really like tuna.
Do you?
But warm tuna
I
is.
don't feel like I can.
Oh, I love a tuna pizza. Yeah.
No, I think
or a tuna pasta bake.
warm tuna is majorly.
I like a tuna pasta bake.
Yeah.
Do you?
But
So
I would
you like
cool.
warm-
No, I would cool the pasta first, so I would have
Right.
it cold.
So how's it a bake?
Oh no, I'm tuna pasta. Yeah, tuna pasta, not tuna pasta bake.
It's not baked.
I was thinking, how can you? So you bake
I wouldn't
it
have
and
it
then
in
let
the
it
little
cool.
I wouldn't have it as a bake. I would have tuna pasta, but I wouldn't have
Yeah,
it.
waste of fucking
I love
time
a
there.
tuna pasta now.
I would have chicken if I was going to bake bake.
Yeah.
Pasta.
Ooh, chicken and chorizo. We're going on
So
tangent.
what would we say then? Like
starved.
just to kind of wrap up. I know I've ate,
I know.
I've ate today, and I'm
Making me
like,
really hungry.
what would we say then? Is what's the basics of we've just laid out like the mistakes that we make and other people make. What would you say to people to do?
Don't overcomplicate it and like don't look for replacements and everything, and forgot what I was going to say.
My advice would usually be try and keep things as close as possible to the way that you like to eat. But to make adjustments. So to try and make things maybe better portion control, because some people might make a lot of homemade meals, but when they make a curry, they might have rice, chips, and naan bread on their plate. So can we just choose like one carbohydrate?
Yeah.
If
Or,
someone makes a
increase your
pasta.
protein.
If someone makes a pasta, instead of having more and more pasta, can we add more plants to that? So like adding peas, peppers, green beans, add more volume from plants so that it feels like you're eating the same portion, but your actual overall calories is less. Like yesterday, I made this Chinese curry. If I'd have just had the chicken and the curry sauce and rice, it would have looked like absolutely fuck all on the plate. But I added mushrooms, peas, peppers, onions,
Pack it out,
and it
yeah.
packs it out. And so like it does actually fill your stomach more because it's more volume from less food. So like what can you actually add to your meals so that you can reduce the calories but the size of it is still the same. And then I would always say as well is like get over snacking, get the fuck over needing snacks.
I'm not really a snacker.
I just think people rely too heavily on snacks all the time. They think they need to snack all the time. It's like the amount of food diaries that I look at when someone starts working with me and their breakfast is 200 calories, their lunch is 150 calories from a soup, and then their dinner is 300 calories and they've got 700 on snacks. And I'm like, what are you doing? You are never, ever full. And so we need to think more about like big meals, minimal snacking. Your snacking should be the smallest.
I have something after my tea every night. Like something sweet, but I don't class it as snacking. It's factored, it's planned in. Do you know what I mean? It's not random, if you know what I mean. It's one thing after my tea and I do it every night.
The reason so many people need so many snacks is because they aren't filling themselves up enough with their meals. And so they're not adding enough plants, they're not adding enough fibre. Or they're just eating the wrong things. Like there's no protein. Like protein fills you. If you just had a plate of pasta, you could probably nail a lot of it. But then if you add chicken to that, it's more. It makes it more dense. It's like,
and throw some veg in as well.
Throw some veg in again. Like you're going to eat less calories overall.
Yeah.
Is there anything else?
I just like don't look for replacements, but actual replacements. Like all the replacement shakes, replacement bars. Like just look at
real
enhancing whole food. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, like I always say as well, like obviously I do eat protein puddings, protein yogurts, all that jazz, but try and stick to like whole foods as much as you can. So like don't always just grab. Like I had a client who started with me and he was having like 2 grenade bars a day, and I was like, whoa, like try and have some like cottage cheese with something in for a snack instead if you really do need one, and rice cakes or whatever, or like Greek yogurt and fruit instead of a protein mousse, or some stuff like that. Like try and go for whole foods rather than processed stuff.
I think that's huge, like eating real food. I think a lot of us have completely lost touch with how to build a meal. Like me, I said this the other day, but years ago, like my mum was brought up on meat and 3 veg. Like every day, that's what they had. They had chicken or beef with veggies and
potatoes.
And it's like we've lost touch with that. We're always looking for these new exciting meals or whatever. It's just like have a portion of protein. But not like your breaded chicken goujons. Have a breast of chicken or cut it into strips
just
and
fresh.
throw it in the air fryer. Make it tasty. So like eat as much real food as possible and only have the protein puddings, the protein shakes, the protein bars when you're on the go and you need them, or you need a little sweet tooth.
Or
in
the
your
planned
body,
in, like
I
I tend to have like you were saying, like overnight, like I'll have a protein mousse with a cup of tea before I go to bed or something like that. But I don't rely on them all day.
Yeah, I think final thing that's just popped into my head then as well is actually make your meals enjoyable.
I was going to say,
diet food doesn't need to be
boring.
Chicken and lettuce, chicken and broccoli, no seasoning, no sauce. The amount of people, anytime I post something about the butcher's meats that I get that are marinated, everyone's like, yeah, but how do you track the calories with this? I'm like, you're not getting fat off salt and pepper seasoning on the chicken.
No.
Or a bit teriyaki seasoning or something.
Yeah, that's not what's going wrong here, love. Like that's not the problem. So don't obsess about those little things. We need to like really be focused on eating tasty food that we're gonna want to carry on eating, and not making it boring because it needs to be sustainable.
I think a lot of people have a cut-off date, don't they? So they think, well, I've only got to do this for so long and then I'll go back to normal.
Yeah.
And then that's when the weight goes back on. So it's like pick stuff that you're going to be able to eat on an ongoing basis.
A breakfast.
You've got to enjoy it. Like, I love my meals.
Yeah.
I look forward to my meals.
Yeah, same.
I don't just go, oh,
I don't eat anything boring.
No,
like
I don't,
I enjoy everything I eat. I used to force myself to eat chicken breast with broccoli, and I don't like a whole chicken breast anyway. And I don't really like, now I make recipes.
But
Like
everyone eats so differently as well, don't they? That's why I don't give meal plans, because I think people enjoy
some
different
work.
things. Like things I enjoy, someone else might not. But as long as I enjoy it, it doesn't matter, does it?
Yeah.
Like as long as I'm ticking the boxes for my health and I enjoy it, happy days, isn't it?
Oh, final thing, there's absolutely nothing wrong with bread.
No.
Oh,
Like,
no.
why can't everyone just have a sandwich for lunch every
I've said so
day?
many clients who check in and go, I was a bit bloated yesterday, but I realised I had bread for my breakfast. So, like, it's not going to kill you. It's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why can't everyone just have a sandwich every day for lunch or a wrap every day? Like,
Sandwich in the car
that
on the way.
is so
I like wraps.
easy.
I went and got wraps
High
before.
protein.
Pizzas.
You get actually a bit of protein from bread as well as fibre.
Bagels are like 9 grams protein, aren't they?
There we go. Like, the fear is just,
I love a bagel.
yeah. So eat stuff that fills you, as much whole food as possible.
Enjoy it.
Enjoy it. Make it tasty. Don't make it boring. And accept that you got to do that forever.
Yeah.